What's up, Facebook Live? Headed to the house. Finished my morning clients. A friend of mine named Star Johnson sent me a video of Rudy Giuliani doing what Rudy Giuliani does, spreading racism and hate. Rudy Giuliani made a statement that 92% of black murders are committed by black people. But he begged to leave out the fact that 84% of white murders are committed by white people, a very high number in itself. He then went on to say that there's only 1% of murders in America caused by police, but blacks are so afraid of police and that blacks should be afraid of other blacks. Be very careful when you hear these kind of statements being made, because there's a lot of black people that will believe this kind of bull. And if you're not careful, you'll be fighting an uphill battle against other blacks. I call them the bougie group that have moved out to the suburbs with other white people that think like Rudy Giuliani and have friends that think like Rudy Giuliani. And what they'll tell you is that black people are their own enemy, their own worst enemy. When the truth be told, the reason that our number is so high, the numbers are so high that what they call black on black crime, but 84 is the high number also. But they never talk about white on white crime. They don't call it white, they just call it crime. So then when they lump blacks out by themselves, they separate us, segregate us, they then, what's up, Lonnie? They can then jump up and say, well, look at the blacks, they're killing each other over there. But look at the whites. Black men only make up 6.5% of the total population in the United States of America. White men make up a far greater number. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do the research to see the bigger number of it. Because I guarantee you, white men probably make up about 40% in the high 30s in the percentage of population in America. I guarantee you. And they commit 84% of murder is white. So 84% to my 92% is still a big disparity, because there's only 6.5% of black men in America. But over 70% of every policeman that have been killed this year have been killed by white men. So the truth of the matter is, white people need to be afraid of white people at a higher rate than blacks are of blacks. The problem is that blacks have nothing. When you have no hope, most of the people that are committing crimes are people that have no jobs. They have no way of getting out of where they are. And for the most part, they commit those crimes to feed their kids or to feed a drug habit in most cases. A lot of times it happens. But let's really be honest about this. Whites in America have traditionally, as well as now, still been the biggest murderers in this country. And then we gonna talk about the fact that they systematically bring bull into the communities, drugs, guns, so on, so forth, and etc. We can't come to a bass adequate notion that black folk just running around killing each other. That's not happening. Murder is a crime of proximity. You kill somebody that lives right next door to you in the same neighborhood, in the block. You ain't gonna kill somebody. Usually it's very hard for you to talk about a black man driving cross town, especially in Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is huge. Driving cross town to kill somebody on the beach. We don't do that. First of all, gas too high. Gas costs too much. And you trying to make it, you ain't got time to be wasting your gas on killing him when you just ain't got to see him anymore. There are people I went to school with that I have not seen since high school. Yes, society has messed our minds up, Lonnie. Society makes us believe that we're horrible people, that we're monsters, when in all actuality, the ones that are telling you that are the monsters. How is the monster gonna tell you that you're a monster? This the myth that black folk are the ones yes, and that's what he said, that blacks are to be feared. In all actuality, if you left blacks alone, blacks would leave you alone. Rudy Giuliani can talk all he wants. But I know that Donald Trump, I heard that Donald Trump is thinking about making him the Attorney General. That's where your fear should start. Your fear should start now, when he starts to picking his people to go into offices like Attorney General and stuff like that. You better be very, very careful about that man being your Attorney General. See, he better be very careful about picking that man as Attorney General, because that man never caused a civil war. Because black folk in the South are not black folk in New York, and you're not gonna just keep killing black and brown people and thinking that there's nothing gonna happen to you. See, people like Rudy Giuliani are dangerous. People like Rudy Giuliani are very dangerous. People like white people like Rudy Giuliani that look down on black people and always want to try. They always talk about law and order when it comes to black people, but it's a slap on the wrist when it comes to a white guy. Let's be honest. How come there are roughly the same amount of drug dealers in America, black and white, but 1 in 3 black men are going to prison for drugs, while only 1 in 17 white men are going to prison for it? And they ain't smarter than the black guys. Because, no offense, right now, heroin is killing more whites than blacks at a greater pace. As a matter of fact, the average black man, black people as a whole, are moving away from the drug culture. You got the Lil Waynes that they got pushing the drug culture, and the other guys that's pushing the drug culture. But very few blacks are even, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Rudy Giuliani has ties to the mob, but he locks black people up. The reason he does that is so that he can keep the mob money flowing through the black community. And a lot of people don't get that. Rudy Giuliani is a racist. He's always been a racist. His Stop and Frisk campaign was aimed at black people. And if he has his way, yes, it's an epidemic when it happens to white people. It ain't. If you ever notice, when I was growing up, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna speak to that. When I was growing up, I knew all kind of crackheads. There were tons of crackheads, and the crackheads were all over my neighborhood. It was epidemic, as far as I was concerned. But there were black boys being shot and robbed and everything. But it didn't become a problem till a white fireman's son came to buy some drugs in the black neighborhood, and the dude put his rocks over in the window, and the white boy hit his hand and knocked his rocks up in the air. And that boy then shot that white fireman's son over the dashboard. That's when you had a drug problem in my community. When that white boy got killed. They began to crack down on drugs. They began to crack down on the sales and everything. They began to crack down on drugs in that community. But they didn't crack down when it was black boys being shot. They didn't crack down when it was black girls selling their body. They didn't crack down when they was coming over in the hood paying $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 to a black girl to suck their dirty pecker in a car. It wasn't an epidemic then. So we got to be very careful about listening to people like Rudy Giuliani that are only sent in, you know what I'm saying, to make you believe that you are horrible. And then you got people like Stephen A. Smith that speak to the myth, Charles Barkley that speak to the myth, and Ben Carson that speak to the myth, and all these other coons that speak to the myth. Be very careful. Be very, very, very careful that you don't get misled by the media that's owned by white people that is designed to destroy your people. Be very careful. You have to be very, very careful about it, because you're dealing with a Rudy Giuliani and you're dealing with a Donald Trump. Donald Trump said he's a law and order guy. Between him and Hillary Clinton, neither one of them hands was clean. Neither one of them hands were clean. But if you sit down and you talk to a bougie Negro right now, one of them certified Negroes, they will make you believe that Donald Trump was horrible, Hillary Clinton was good, when their son is sitting behind bars on a 3 strikes, a lifetime sentence on 3 strikes. They've made movies about the 3 strike rule. They were Brian Anthony Hooks or whatever his name is made the movie 3 Strikes. Was a ghetto movie about how he got out of jail and all kind of stuff went wrong and he had to run away from these guys so he didn't go back to prison on his 3rd strike. It's impossible. It is impossible for us to even, for me to fathom how 80-some% of the black vote, 90-some% of the black vote went to Hillary Clinton. It boggles my mind that black people are so mentally enslaved that they believe that the person that started the fire would ever try to put it out. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. In 1921, when they burned Black Wall Street to the ground, no whites came in and tried to put those fires out. They let it burn. Right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What about blacks that lost their homes, purchased them? Yes. I spoke about that. I was telling people that Obama came in after Bush, but Bush had already made the statement that they could not keep, and I ain't no Bush fan, but Bush said you can't keep giving these houses to people who don't make the money to pay for them. Under Clinton, they did this. All that predatory lending was done under Clinton. And you had the homosexual guy, Bonnie Frank, up there, and he was a punk. He was over there lobbying for gay rights rather than talking about doing what he should have been doing, which was looking out for the black lenders, the black buyers of homes. Predatory lending. 93% voted for a lady who called super. Yes. Come on, Khalid. Come on. See, my thing is I have to make it abundantly clear to you guys that at the end of it all, we are so enslaved mentally, we just don't seem to get it. We are missing the very essence of what is important in our country right now. We are missing the very essence of togetherness right now. And you can't, and Lonnie, here's my thing, baby. I love you, but I understand you believe in Jesus. That's your thing. But you can't bring religion into this. Religion cannot be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bonnie Frank. Bonnie Frank is trouble. You can't be telling me about Jesus and then telling me that you trying to be a part of a movement for black people and then Jesus is more important than black people. And I have to say this, if that's how you feel, we're all gonna perish because everybody don't believe in Jesus, but all black folk believe in black people. So we gotta get off of this not working with people because of the religious stuff, because that's what's killing us. We're so broken down by blocks, by religion, by belief. We gotta stop doing that. If you want to, I told a dude, if you want to come and be a part of what I'm doing, leave your Jesus outside the door, because I want him to leave his Muslim, his Torahs, and all that. But what I do want you to bring in is a understanding that black people need togetherness. Whether you Christian, whatever you are, leave it outside, because you can't worship freely if you don't have no money to eat. You can't worship freely if your kids are being killed. You can't worship freely if you're being destroyed on a day-to-day basis, systematically, economically. And I'm gonna tell you something. Religion, the white man is using our religious beliefs in most cases to kill us dead. Because if I hear one more white person say, well, what would Jesus do? I don't know. I don't know him. I've never met him. But I met my daddy. His name was Nathaniel. He'd have shot you dead. That's my ancestor. Our unity has to be bigger than our religious belief system. Because a white man who don't believe in the same religion as another white man will still gun you down in the street alongside one that believe in the same thing you believe. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I will be tackling a lot of these issues and a lot of these politicians on my show, Experiencing the Galaxy. That will be airing. Hopefully, I'm gonna let y'all know the date when I get back from Thailand on the 3rd, and we're gonna start putting this thing up We're going to start putting this thing up. And I really want you guys to really come in and be a part of it. I need your questions. I need your feedback. I need for you guys to be a part of everything that I'm talking about. Because we're going to have to really stand up and stand against this bull that they finna start doing. And we're going to have to stand against, and I'm going to tell you something. Everybody that look like you ain't on your side. Everybody that look like you ain't down for black people. Everybody that look like you ain't down for what you need, what you need. Everybody that look like you is not about the same thing you're about. A dude asked me the other day, Nate, all that you've done, you don't have ranting and raving about the rights of black people, because I have a voice. I have a voice. I have a voice. And I'm using my voice. It may not be, and it'd be great if Floyd Mayweather used his voice, but he won't. It'd be great if other guys use their voice, but they won't. They won't. They won't use their voice because their voice is designed to be to deconstruct what we're doing. Because they always come up with some white mythological bullshit that does not do anything to unify our people. I'm about me and you standing together. I'm about me and you putting our money back in the communities where we live. I'm about me and you coming back into this thing and making our community so wanted, so needed, so desired that black folk that moved away will move back. I am the one about making black people. Let me tell y'all something. I've been watching The Get Down. And there's a lot of BS with that, but I've been watching The Get Down. And I'm watching the homosexual movement being pushed. I'm watching how they want to write the black man out of inventing rap music and make it be about somebody else. That their voice is controlled by white supremacy. It is. Just like Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley and all of them. But my thing is, I'm watching how they're writing black people out of their birthright, out of what they created. But they're writing in someone else. They want to get rid of the black man so bad in America, they'll take what you know to be true and make it a lie. So you better be very, 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 very careful. Be very careful about the people you associate, those who you allow to put their knees under your table. You have to be very careful. And my signal go out, y'all just wait. Y'all be very careful. Because in the midst of everything that's going on, somebody asked me, man, why you ain't went and bought a Mercedes yet? I'm trying to save as much cash as I can because I don't know what these cats finna pull. I'm going to drive the car I'm driving until it quit on me on the side of the road. Because I'm going to save every nickel I got. You understand me? I'm about black empowerment. I'm about black people owning something. I'm not about nobody else not owning nothing. I'm about us owning something. I'm about us having a say in where our life goes and choosing our destiny. I'm about us doing what's best for us. I don't hate nobody. I don't hate anybody, but I love us. So me loving me has nothing to do with me hating you. I need for my people to get up off their ass and make it happen. And we not doing it, y'all. We too busy waiting on these bogus ass candidates and these fake ass representatives. We need a representative that really represents us. We need people that really stand up for us. And I may not be the guy to do it. But I damn sure know the guy that I damn sure know what one looks like that is. And the problem is we gotta start throwing our vote and our money behind the right opponent. The right person, whether the Republican or the Democrat. Because see, you ain't gonna get nothing done either way. Because they both the same bird, just different wings. Yeah, you nominate me, Kevin. Then they get to digging in my history and say this he wasn't always a good person. I wasn't. So for me, see, my thing is, if y'all ever want me to run, I'm gonna tell you up front, I'm gonna come right out and tell you all the stuff I did out of the gate. I'm gonna spend the first part of my tour snitching on myself. Yeah, I always been humble, but I wasn't always a good dude. I done some dirt. I'm gonna come right out the gate, Lee, and tell everybody what time it is. I'm gonna come right out the gate. I wasn't this, I wasn't that, I was that. I'm gonna let you, so you ain't gotta go look for none of the stuff I did. You ain't gotta go look for it. Now, if you still want me, here I am. And I'm going to do exactly what you want. But now here's what I need. I need a bulletproof helmet, vest, and all that. All that. You know why? I need all that because I need to live long enough to make change. To affect true change. You would need, you know what I'm saying? You need someone to affect a fervent, real change. And somebody who's willing to say, fuck the banking system. And you gonna give, either black folk gonna get the same loans everybody else get, or don't nobody get them. You understand me? We gotta find some. The Rothschilds don't like us, so what we gotta do is find a way. What we need to do is get a consortium together of black people with money that really put money behind black businesses, and loan that money, and then take their payment back the old-fashioned way. And then we push our business to them people to make their business grow. We got the 10th largest, we got the 9th or 10th largest economy on the planet. Why are we so rich? We're so poor as people. Why are we so behind the 8 ball as people? We got to get up from here, y'all, and be very careful that we stop allowing people to speak into who we are, speak into what we are. We got to be very careful about the people that talk to us and what we listen to. So I'm going to basically be news for you. Let's get it popping. Be careful, y'all. Much love.